Good to see everyone. Excited about the win, and our kids deserved it. They played well today. Excited about anytime you can go on the road and have a convincing win, especially in the Missouri Valley Conference. I think it says a lot about the time and effort our coaches put into the bye week and this week, the attention to details that our kids have come to expect, and they know what we're going to demand from them. And then the ability just to stay healthy over the course of the first 4 games was critical for us to put our best foot forward and put a good product out on the field today. Was really pleased with offensively. Anytime you have over 500 yards, and I didn't look at the time of possession, but I'm assuming we probably had a pretty good number as far as possessing the football. It felt like at one time during the second half, there was about a 10-minute block where we probably had the football middle of the third quarter into the fourth quarter, and that's always critical for our success. We did a nice job, again, running the football, spreading it out. Didn't have to use Trey much in our run game today, and I think that's a positive. Our guys up front, the Rams did a great job establishing the line of scrimmage. We knew that they were going to be a solid defensive line or a solid front seven. They had our respect from last Sunday when we started the game plan for Illinois State, and so challenged our kids. Used the term bison physicality this week rather than just being physical. We needed to take it another level higher, and I thought we saw that for the most part. On the defensive side, we knew the quality of running back they had. James is an outstanding football player, and again, I will still say that he might be one of the best running backs in FCS football and maybe one of the best running backs in the country. Physical, great balance, can break tackles, has better speed than you anticipate, and to hold him under 100 yards was big for our kids today. Again, there's things that we always need to fix. Penalties, there was 2 critical ones, one in the first half, a 3rd and 4, we jump offside, first down, they go down and score. We'll address that. The dropping the football right over the goal line, we need to address that. Just with our inexperienced team right now, there's always things that we can continue to get better at or learn as we go through this season. But pleased right now and excited that I think we came out relatively injury free, and that's always a benefit, especially when you come into a game where you know it's going to be physical. With that, I'll open it up to questions at this time.
Matt, what's a key to winning on the road? You took the crowd out of the game. How'd you do that?
Well, I think we talked to our kids all week long that we felt like we had the edge on special teams, and all of a sudden to have a big play early in the game, an explosive play, quiets people. Frustrating that they held us till 3 on that, but again, getting off the field on 3rd down, you never give the opponents or the fans an opportunity to get off their hands and not to get involved in the game. And so kudos to our kids. They did an outstanding job of just taking care of business, and that was good. And then I think the other thing, Jeff, is just our itinerary. Our logistics of our road games are the same that they've been in my 6 years, and we'll continue to use the same format. And so our kids know exactly what to expect, when, where, and how, and why we're doing something when we go on the road.
I think explosive plays, 3 touchdown plays, 35 or more, the kickoff return. How important are those type of plays in a game like this?
They're huge. I mean, you want to win the explosive play battle. That's something that, as a defensive coach at heart, you can't stand to see. And it's demoralizing. It takes the momentum away from your opponent. And so for us to have, some explosives there that were huge. You saw Jimmy Kaporis down the seam, a big play. Zach Mathis was wide open over on the sideline on the same play on that little, it was kind of, we showed some bubble action, stalk and go, and everyone was open. Everyone was triggering downhill. The kickoff return, we felt like there was an opportunity to get a big return. Our kids bought in to Coach Larson and the scheme he had this week, and I'm really pleased with that. Was critical for us as well. And then we brought some pressure on some punts, trying just to get after the punter's mentality so they couldn't get into their rugby stuff. I thought that was really good. Again, that's Cody Morgan is responsible for that team. So there's a lot of positives going that I'm seeing after this game.
How much of the focus during the week, Matt, was on stopping Robinson? Because at times he seemed like the one weapon they had that could do something.
It was all week. I mean, we knew we needed to tackle, and we needed to get more people to the point of attack. And I think 2 of his longer runs were missed tackles. And so that's, you guys have heard me say it before. That's why we're going to go back and practice on Monday. But go ahead.
You got 3 wins now over ranked teams. What's the confidence level of this team right now?
I don't know what the confidence level of this team is, but my message to this group is we need to continue to get better. Every game is a learning situation. A lot of these kids haven't played many snaps in real football on Saturday, and so we're getting great experience in these situations, but there's still a lot of things to learn. And I told them just in the locker room right now, maybe I have too high standards. And I joked with them, try being my boys at home. What kind of standards do you think I hold them to? So if I'm going to hold you to these high, but there's still areas for us to continue to improve, and we'll point that out. But we're going to celebrate the positives today for sure.
Matt, the fumble recovered by Mercadal right off the hop. How big was that to get the momentum going?
It was good. I didn't like the 15-yard celebratory flag that was thrown right after. And Aaron was frustrated that he thought he could scoop and score. And we stress scoops. We keep track of every single scoop all fall camp. And I think sometimes it drives our offensive coaches crazy, because if there's ever a ball on the ground, our guys are running into the end zone and celebrating. And just, again, if you don't practice those things, you can't expect them to happen. But I was excited for Aaron just to get back. He's a young man that's coming off an ACL, and to get more and more involved and trusting that knee and to make plays for us. That's what we anticipated when we recruited him 4 years ago.
How important was it to get pressure on Davis today?
I thought it was really good. And there was numerous guys late in the second half, consistent pressure, and we had a beat. He wanted to escape to his arm or our left every single time. And so, again, our D-line coaches and Buda Williams and Nick Gazer did an outstanding job of setting up our game plan so we know where he was going to scramble, and we tried to take advantage of that tendency.
Christian Watson getting in the end zone for the first time. You've used him more and more. Describe what his ability to get into the end zone and play like that is. Have you saw that all fall camp?
Well, we've seen bits and pieces of it. As you remember, in fall camp, Christian was a little banged up coming off a knee surgery. He was held back, limited. He's still yet to probably be 100%, but he's a big, long receiver. The most impressive thing for Christian is his ability to break tackles. He had one over on the opponent's sideline today, a little 5-yard hitch that turned into 12, just because he's such a big, long, strong kid. And on this little tunnel screen, made people miss, had a great cut in space. You're starting to see, all the things are the reasons why we recruited him here just a couple years ago.
Did you have a discussion after the drop at the goal line with them?
We did. Oh, and we're going to have another discussion probably on Monday, probably an illustration of how you do it correctly in team meeting.
When did kids start doing this, by the way? When did they start dropping the ball?
Probably when the NFL guys started dropping it. So we'll make an emphasis that every touchdown needs to be handed off to the referee at that time, or the guy in stripes, nearest one.
Start Valley play with a road win. I know all of them are big, but does this mean any more with going on the road and getting done?
I don't know if it means anything more. He's just excited that you want to see the fruits of your labor. And we had a really good, I thought, 2 weeks with the bye week. And the last thing, as a coach, you want to come in and feel like you're flat. You're not sharp. You're not crisp. We I'm not saying we played a perfect game down, but we played well. And I saw improvement. I saw kids out there being competitive. And great effort. Execution was high again. And so pleased, but we'll go back to the drawing board. And we got to, come Monday, there's another big one waiting for us, I'm sure. And so we got to get ready.
Is it designed to go for two early on in the game to do a 2-point conversion there?
It was. We gave James the go ahead. If he liked what he saw, that he could do it. Again, we had scored quickly. Another opportunity to get the crowd even out of it even more, put us up by over 2 scores. And again, you guys have heard me say it. I've been a D coordinator long enough, and I've had to defend everything. I want to make other people have to defend it all.
The emphasis was this week.
All week, we knew that they'd be trying to get the ball in 25's hands. He's a really good back, make plays happen. So we knew we had to keep the cup, wrap up, make plays, fit our gaps, just the little things. And once we could stop him, they're going to have to resort to something else. And then we got after him when they started passing.
You feel pretty confident if you take him away that you're going to have pretty good success and you kind of keep him in check?
Absolutely.
26 wins in a row. I know it's a different year, but you've been part of that. What makes this program or team so successful it's been over the last few years?
Just the culture that we have, that next man up mentality. We don't get hung up on past wins or losses. We learn from them and keep moving forward, and just playing together. That's probably huge. That's probably what makes NDSU so special and successful.
What makes Robinson so tough? A couple big runs he had, he broke tackles. What makes him so tough?
Yeah, he's just a big back, powerful back, and he extends plays. It's not many times he goes down on the first hit. He's a lot of yards after contact for him.
Trey, sold-out stadium. How'd you take the crowd out of the game today?
Like I've said before, kind of once you step on the field, football's football. I don't think the noise affected us that much. It's definitely nowhere near what the dome is. So what our defense has to deal with on home games. But football's football. It didn't affect much. I didn't think this week.
You took the crowd out of it though. How big was that?
Oh, it was huge. Just another game. Just another thing we didn't have to worry about. I think we just dominated up front again.
Do you feel you're sharper throwing the ball today than you were a couple weeks ago against Davis?
Yeah, I think obviously I didn't have my best game against UC Davis. I wish I could have a couple more of those plays back, but learned a lot from it, moved on. I'm gonna do the same thing from this week.
How big was that opening drive? You guys, defense got you the ball, and you went right down and scored a touchdown.
Yeah, it was huge. Offensive line kind of took over that drive. Running backs did a great job. Receivers blocking on the perimeter, made a lot of plays, and it was fun to see those guys go take it down and score.
Trey, what's the confidence level like for this team after a win like this?
I don't know if it'll change a whole lot, to be honest with you. I think we were pretty confident coming into it. It's just what we've learned as young guys from guys like this, past guys, your position group. We're just a confident team, confident program. When things go bad, we handle adversity the right way. I think that's just kind of how our program is.
Chris, just a lot of explosive plays in the offense. Why do you think you guys are able to hit on some of the big ones today?
We're always prepared. No matter what we have going in, we're always prepared. So whether or not we call 20 passes in the game, whether or not we call 3, I just think that the receivers as a whole are always prepared. And when we got to take those shots, we're going to take them. When we got to make big plays, we're going to make those as well.
Christian described the touchdown catch and run as a pretty good weave and sprint.
I gotta give it all to Trey having a good read, seeing that the front side wasn't open, and just my blockers up front. I think Jimmy Kaporis, just to shout a couple guys out, Jimmy Kaporis, Josh Babbage, they were blocking heavy up front. I just seen a couple gaps I could get through. I was able to wiggle through them and just get in the open field.
Are you gonna hang on to the ball longer?
Yeah, no, that's definitely a lesson learned. I'm sure I'll hear about it a lot on Monday. I guess it's good that it didn't get called back this first time, just so I can learn from that mistake. But just for now, I'm just gonna act like I've been there before.
Were you nervous that they were gonna review it and overturn it?
A little bit. I definitely thought I got across, but obviously, being my first time getting in there, it's a lot of my blood was flowing, heart was pumping, and just to see that it was even under review, it definitely had me shooken up a little bit.
How fun is it to play with a guy like Trey, who always keeps the play alive, even when there's pressure, he's always able to slide out and make something happen.
Yeah, it's amazing. Just all the guys that we have on offense, all the guys we have on defense. We have a bunch of explosive players, a bunch of guys who will turn nothing into something and just make big plays out of nothing. And I think, it's just amazing being able to play with some great players.
You're talking about the older players. What do they teach you about being on the road?
It's a business trip. It's the same thing as being at home. We got to get things done, no matter the atmosphere or anything. I think we learned a lot from the big guys. They always tell us we got to get things done, no matter what's going on around us. We got to handle our business and just get it done.
Christian, today feel like a long time coming, getting into the end zone, especially the injuries you battled to score today.
It definitely did. Once it's all settled and done, those are the plays that I'm supposed to be making. Those are the plays that all the guys are supposed to be making. So, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it now. I'm gonna probably enjoy it for the next couple of days. But next week we're back on the same thing. We're back on the same grind. And those are the plays that all of the receivers are supposed to be making.
Derrek, as one of the leaders on this team, is there kind of a responsibility to keep this dynastic run North Dakota State's had going?
Absolutely. It's something that was kind of passed on to me, just that leadership and accountability, and it's definitely on me and the older guys to pass it down and so forth.